Welcome to Motivational Humanity. You are not alone.
You know that ache, the one that gnaws quietly in the middle of the night, when the world is silent and you're left alone with your thoughts. It's the pull toward someone who drains you, the magnetic tug that makes you stay even when every fiber of your being knows you shouldn't. Here's the paradox. Your brain is literally wired to crave the very people who hurt you. Not because you're weak, not because you're broken, but because your nervous system has learned that survival sometimes masquerades as pain. You have felt it. You've loved, again and again, someone whose presence left bruises on your heart, yet whose absence makes the world feel unbearably empty. It feels irrational. And yet, science calls it trauma bonding, a psychological phenomenon rooted deep in attachment, fear, and the longing to be seen. Let's pause here. What we're talking about isn't a lack of intelligence or self-worth. It's emotional wiring. Emotional intelligence isn't just knowing your feelings. It's understanding the why behind them. And vulnerability isn't weakness. It's the courage to face your own patterns, even the ones that frighten you. When you begin to see your magnetic pull toward someone destructive, it's not shame, it's insight. It's the first step in reclaiming your nervous system, your energy, and ultimately yourself. You have felt it. The intoxicating high after a fight, the relief when they finally apologize, the fleeting moments of connection that make all the chaos worth it. In those moments, your brain releases dopamine, oxytocin, and adrenaline, weaving pleasure and pain into a single, unforgettable experience. Imagine your heart as a room with fragile glass windows. Each betrayal cracks a pane, each apology mends it, but never perfectly. And yet, the cracks reflect the light in ways that draw you back. You're not choosing this consciously. Your nervous system is learning to dance between fear and reward, confusion and desire. It's survival, not sabotage. You've noticed the pattern they leave. You ache, they return. You forgive, the cycle repeats. You feel powerless, yet the paradox is, your brain is biologically addicted to this rhythm. The very moments that should warn you away become the moments that pull you deeper. Now imagine your earliest attachments. As a child, your survival depended on someone else's care. When that care was inconsistent, unpredictable, or conditional, your nervous system learned a crucial lesson: love is never guaranteed. And so, your adult brain still chases it. The highs and the lows, seeking validation in patterns that feel familiar, even when they're harmful. You have felt it. You crave someone unavailable, volatile, or emotionally distant, not because they are perfect, but because your brain misfires pleasure for danger. You mistake the intensity of chaos for passion, the unpredictability for excitement, and the withdrawal for a test of your worth. This is not your fault. It is biology, psychology, and trauma intertwined. And the first step toward freedom is recognition. Recognition that your longing is real, that your pain is real, and that the patterns that have haunted you are not a moral failing. They are a signal. A signal that you are ready to understand, to untangle, and eventually to heal. Let's take a closer look at the chemical symphony in your brain. Dopamine, the molecule of desire, spikes when they return. Your body literally rewards the hope, the chase, the anticipation. Oxytocin, the bonding hormone, floods when intimacy appears, making separation unbearable. And adrenaline, it keeps you on high alert. Eyes scanning for the next slight, the next promise broken, the next fleeting embrace. You have felt this. That knot in your stomach. The restless nights, the rush when they texted after days of silence. it's addictive. Your nervous system is not trying to hurt you. It's trying to survive uncertainty the only way it knows. The paradox is profound. The same chemicals that bond you also blind you. You're neurologically wired to confuse fear for desire, chaos for connection. Every return, every apology, every fleeting moment of warmth is reinforced in your brain as a reward. And like any addict, you chase it again and again, never realizing the cycle is biologically designed to keep you close, even when it's toxic. Your adult relationships are often mirrors of early experiences. When love as a child was inconsistent, unpredictable, or conditional, your subconscious learned a survival strategy: hold on, even when it hurts. You've felt it, gripping tightly to someone unavailable, excusing red flags, rationalizing their cruelty. You do this not because you're weak, but because deep down, your system equates pain with care, attention with love. The very behaviors that should make you run are the ones that feel familiar, comforting, even necessary. Imagine trying to sleep in a house that creaks in the wind. The noises are frightening, but they are familiar. You feel safer there than in a silent, unfamiliar room. That is trauma bonding. A nervous system anchored to what it knows, not what nourishes it. Recognition is the first step toward freedom. You can start by noticing the patterns, the highs and lows, the irresistible pull, the quiet anxiety that lingers long after they leave. You have felt this tug, the magnetic draw toward someone destructive. Start naming it. This is a trauma bond. Naming it doesn't shame you, it liberates you. It shifts power from the unconscious pull of your biology to your conscious mind. Even the smallest acknowledgement, a journal entry, a conversation with a trusted friend, a pause before responding, begins rewiring your nervous system. Change doesn't happen in one dramatic moment. It happens in micro choices, tiny acts of awareness, and the courage to see your patterns without judgment. You've felt it, the magnetic pull, the whispered promise that things will change, the hope that tomorrow will be different. And you've waited and hoped and hurt. Breaking a trauma bond is not about sudden heroism. It's subtle, almost imperceptible at first. It starts with awareness. Noticing your body tensing when their name appears on your phone, the flicker of excitement and dread you feel in the same heartbeat. Then comes boundary setting. Not as a punishment, but as self-preservation. You tell yourself, I am allowed to choose peace over chaos, clarity over confusion. It may feel alien at first, like refusing a part of yourself. But every moment you honor your boundaries, the bond loosens, the power shifts from the past to you. Trauma bonding thrives in stories we repeat. I am not enough unless I am needed. Love must hurt to be real. If I leave, I will lose everything. You have whispered these lies to yourself in the dead of night. But now, you begin the work of rewriting them. You remind yourself love is not a transaction of pain and reward. Connection does not require fear. You deserve consistency, respect, and presence. Visualize it like a library filled with old, dusty books, stories of hurt, confusion, and longing. Each choice to set a boundary, each act of self-care is like taking one book down, reading it, and then shelving it differently. The narrative begins to make sense. You reclaim your story, chapter by chapter, line by line. And here is the paradox that completes the circle. True freedom is found not in numbness, but in vulnerability. You have felt the temptation to armor up, to shield yourself from all risk of hurt. But vulnerability, the willingness to feel, to see, to trust yourself, becomes your sanctuary. You realize you can exist in the world fully awake, fully human, without being tethered to those who harm you. The final step is radical self-compassion. Speak to yourself as you would to someone you love fiercely. I see you. I honor your pain. I will not use it to bind myself to what diminishes you. And in this space, quiet, tender, and profoundly brave, you are no longer a prisoner of trauma bonds. You are the curator of your heart, the witness to your own resilience, and the architect of the love you truly deserve.